Maryland crab feast. In essence, I'm going to be getting some of those blue crabs from Maryland, which is not too far from where I live in Virginia, literally about maybe 30, 40 minutes away. Cross the bridge, you are there. These crabs are from Maryland, blue crabs, and I'm going to share with you my method in how to prepare the Maryland crab feast. But in addition to that, I'm also going to prepare my homemade dip, which I'm going to show you how to prepare, and it's perfect to dip on these crabs. And remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. And for this recipe, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to steam them. So I'm going to have this deep pot, and I'm going to have this to keep a distance, see the little legs from the bottom. I'm going to use water. Some people use beer, vinegar. And the reason I'm only going to use water is because steam is a thermodynamic property, and typically water is the one that provides the best steam in this kind of cases. So I'm going to stick with water because I want it to steam. So, and these crabs, once again, are going to complement with my homemade dip that consists of lemon and garlic, and I'm going to show you how to prepare that too. So what I did is I put some water, enough, but I don't want it to overflow because you don't want the crabs to make contact with the water. Otherwise, the final product is not going to come as desired. And what I typically do, I put a little bit of the ingredients that you want to put. I like to put in the water, so when it starts steaming, the flavor comes from the bottom. You put it just a little bit, and I'm going to go with Old Bay. I can make my own, by the way, but I'm going all Maryland. This is a Maryland product, so I'm going all Maryland. And I don't live too far from Maryland, and once again, these crabs I got from Maryland. So you put this here to keep the crabs up, and you're going to start heating this because you want it. This thing is going to be steaming, so you want the water to get a little bit hot first. So I'm going to prepare my Maryland crab feast, and this is a dozen crabs, literally from Maryland. And it's important that you keep them alive and active. See how this baby is trying to, it's trying to go after me. So they're alive, they're not lethargic or dormant. They are ready. And we're going to eat these babies. And this one, our male crab, see the little stomach section? It look thin, that means the smell. If it was wider, that means that is female. And this baby wants to bite it. And very simply, you start putting them in there. And you feed as many as you can, by the way. And once you put them there, the next thing I like to do, I like to put some of this bay thin on it. Just a little bit to get things rolling. And once again, it's very critical that you cook them alive because you don't want them to develop bacteria and some of that stuff that can get you sick. Have to cook them alive. Then I cover them up, and I'm going to let them steam for about 15 minutes. For my dip, I'm going to prepare my own homemade one. This one I'm going to adapt for this particular meal. You're going to need unsalted butter, several teeth of garlic, a lemon or two, and some thyme. I also have some seaweed salt, and I ordered this by mail from Iceland. But you can use sea salt too. You don't want it too big. You just want to make sure it kind of dissolve a little bit. So I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which I have been melting, and I'm using a cast iron. And you want this to be melted, and I'm heating this at medium high. Once it's melted, you reduce the heat to medium. Now that it has melted, reduce the heat to medium, maybe a notch or 2 below medium. And what you're going to do next, you're going to start adding some of that thyme. That's going to give you some aromatics. You can use it very fresh, or you can use some of the ones that you might have for a while that might be a little bit dry. It doesn't matter. What it matters is the aromatics that it provides. Then what you do next is you're going to add a little bit of the lemon. How much is depend on what you want. I have half a lemon here. And squeeze, and it's going to give them that flavor that's going to enhance the flavor of the crabs. Now comes the true story. Let me reduce the heat even a little bit more, a couple notches even lower. You're going to start mincing the garlic. And you're using one of these. And how many teeth you use is depends on how much kick you want to add to it. You move stuff, and the reason you want this also lower heat is because you don't want the garlic to burn. So you do that with as many teeth as you want. I probably use about 6. After about 3 minutes, you put some of your salt, sea salt, or in my case, seaweed salt, to taste. See, these are flakes. This is what I mean. You can break them down. It's not like the big chunks of sea salt or whatever. This one you can break down and give them that seaweed and salt, sea salt, flavor. It's been 15 minutes. Let's take a look. I already turned it off, by the way. See, when you see them turning orange, it's when you know they are ready. And these babies are ready. See the color? And they're male. See this here? That's how you know they're male. If this stuff was as white as this, then they're females. Males have more meat. Plus the females you can put back in the water, river, or whatever. And they can produce more babies. And then, every year you have a lot of delicious crabs. From Maryland. Let's go to the next step. And you can always put a little bit more of this baby. Look at this baby. So about to enjoy this Maryland crab feast. And something I wanted you to be aware, you don't see corn, you don't see potatoes, you don't see any of the side dish, because when you eat a Maryland crab feast, it's about the crabs, the Maryland crabs. Plus, of course, my homemade garlic buttery dip, which is going to enhance the flavor of this delicious meal. Look at this baby, huh? Isn't that pretty? Let's eat.